A common question is, why don't they just leave or why do they stay? People outside a relationship often see the warning signs more than the person inside the relationship does. And they're surprised, even shocked, that the person inside the relationship isn't able to see these clearly, isn't able to see that this isn't the relationship for them. But the truth is, when you're inside the relationship, it's really confusing. You think you care about the other person, and it's hard to make that decision. A few years ago, I started dating somebody new, and in the beginning, I really enjoyed his company. I enjoyed spending time with him. There was things about him that I found interesting. There was core values that we seemed to have in common. But several months into the relationship, there were conversations that I was having, trying to have. There were things that I was trying to discuss, and concerns that I had that I wasn't able to voice well. Looking back, it was more because there wasn't opportunity, or he was dismissing me, and I didn't see that clearly at the time. I started talking with friends about how I was feeling or what was bothering me, what I was saying, what he was saying. A friend mentioned that maybe this was an abusive relationship, and oh my goodness, that was so hard to hear. I knew I had been in an abusive relationship as a teenager in every way, emotionally, verbally, sexual coercion and physical violence. And I didn't want to be in an abusive relationship again. And so those words were really hard to hear. But I did start looking at lists of healthy and abusive character traits. And that was confusing. As clear as it should have been, it was confusing. There was traits that he had on the healthy list, and there was traits that he had on the harmful list. Now, in this case, it was emotionally abusive, and I do think that is so much harder to identify. It can be more subtle. Anyways, I was talking with friends about it. I was poring over those lists. The list made me even more confused, than what I was already feeling. But I started to notice that I wasn't myself. And I'm so grateful for that, because I noticed that I was distracted. I was having trouble concentrating. It was taking me longer to do things than it normally did. I was making mistakes that I didn't normally make. And I didn't like seeing those changes in myself. And so I took a step back. I started carving out some time for myself just to think about things. And I started noticing the other things that were off in me. And I knew that those things had started as things got off in this relationship. And so it wasn't actually anything on the list. I mean, it was, those lists helped, because I definitely did see things on the harmful list, and that made me pay attention a little bit. But it was also paying attention to how I felt on the inside and how I was changing in this relationship. And honestly, ultimately, that's what made me decide to leave the relationship, is that I didn't like who I was becoming or how I was feeling in this relationship. Taking that step back and paying attention to how you feel in a relationship can be a really good indicator of if this is a relationship for you or not. Wishing you safe and healthy relationships. Take care.